Hey everybody, so this is the list of articles that I have found in the search that I did in the class and in the other tutorial. So just as a reminder, clicking on the Get It link will sometimes take you to the full text of an article, or it'll ask you to order it through interlibrary loan. So in this case, we've got lots of options here that should take us to the full text. And so yes, now I can download and save this article as a PDF. And I am going to download this onto my desktop just for the sake of getting access to it to add to Mendeley. So I'm just going to save this and I'll go back to my set of results here. And of course, there are other instances where the PDF is available as well. So if I click on the PDF, I'll download it. And then I'm going to open up Mendeley, which we went over briefly during the session, and I'll just call this article 2. Maybe I should have called the other one article 1, but I'll know the ProQuest and the article 2. Those are the two articles I'm going to add into my Mendeley library. So I'm going to open up Mendeley, which is already logged in. And if you guys can remember, I had created this folder. So I was saying, think of iTunes or think of Spotify, and that these are playlists. And in each of these different folders are journal articles, things that I've added in the past. So I had created a folder yesterday called SLPA Research Grad Course. If I wanted to create a folder, a different one, I could call this, SLPA Neuro Course, if I was going to make a folder for a different SLPA course. Anyway, I did add one article in here yesterday. This was one that we had found and the full text was available. So here it is. Now I've just found 2 other articles that I just downloaded onto my desktop. And so I'm going to add them into my library. So since I have them on my desktop, I'm just going to drag and drop. I'm going to minimize this here so I can see my desktop a bit better. Close this because I've got some things open. And here are those articles that I want to add into my Mendeley. So here's one. Here's the first one that I found. I'm just going to drag and drop it. And here's the other one, and I'm just going to drag and drop it. So this is just one easy way to add content, to add PDFs, to add articles into your Mendeley library. Mendeley being a free tool that you can download onto your computer. Now, if I click on any of these records, you'll see to the right, this window here, the information about that article shows up. So this is what's called the metadata, the journal that it's published in, the page numbers, the abstracts, so on and so forth. Super important, whenever you add articles to your Mendeley, you want to make sure to click sync, because that's going to save them there so that when you go back into your Mendeley software, they will still be there. If you don't click sync and you close out, and you'll probably delete the articles that are in your folder somewhere or on your desktop, whatever you've downloaded, most likely you'll just get rid of them. And then if you open up your Mendeley software, they won't be there. So super important to click sync so you don't lose the things you've added into your Mendeley library. So this is just syncing right now, so it's kind of frozen for a second. Okay, looks like it might be almost finished. It just takes a minute whenever you're syncing. And I have a lot of stuff in here, so it might take my library a bit longer than it takes your library to sync. But in any case, the 2 articles I just added in, this Labreche article and also this Bukalaman article, and yesterday I added in this Walker article. If I were to double click on any of these articles, I can get into the full text, and this is where I can start to highlight things that I think are important. I can add sticky notes. So I use the sticky notes again, where I will type important things to draw my attention to a particular area. I use the highlighting tool a lot as well. And also over here, this tab to the right of details, the details being the information about the article, there's also this notes tab. When you click on it, you can actually, it'll take you up and down to wherever your sticky notes are. But this space here, I use this. I don't know why. I don't know why my computer just did that. But I used this space as an area to type summaries, my summaries, or things that I need to remember. I kind of treat this as like a whole Word document. You can just keep typing and typing and typing and typing all the way, you know, it's infinite, the space here. Another thing, oh, my computer is being funny. Another thing that's great about Mendeley is you can search in one library a keyword. So let's say photos. I don't know if that's going to show up anywhere, but it looks like it will. Let's see, the term photo should show up highlighted somewhere in this article. There you go. So now photograph is showing up, and that's the second of 13 instances of where that term. So that can be super, super helpful when you're trying to search for things in articles that perhaps you've already read. So that's also really great. Probably what students like most is the fact that if I want to, I can type in Word, and Mendeley can be added into your Word software. So to do that, I'm in my Mendeley desktop. Under Tools, you will see this feature here, where this option here that says Install the MS Word plugin. So I'm going to click that, and now when I open up Word, we will see that Mendeley has been embedded into Word. So here's my Word document, or my Word software. I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to open up a new document here, and I'll start typing, and I'll add in some of those articles, a citation. So if I wanted to insert a reference right now, I've already installed Mendeley into Word. I just did that a second ago. And so for me, my version of Word on a Mac, if I click on references, and it might be a little bit different on whatever version of Word you're working on, you will see this Mendeley area inside Word. And so when I click Insert or Edit Citation, I can then add in my references. So going back to just review the articles that I have added into Mendeley. If I wanted to cite this article by Labreche, Empowering Individuals with Aphasia. If I go to my Word document and I click Insert, it'll search my entire library. And I have lots of things in my library. But if I search the last name, Labreche, I'm spelling it wrong. Let's go back to that and see what it is I'm going to say. Oh gosh, my computer. Let's see. Oh, it's L-A-B-R-E. Okay, so I'm going to add it again. And here's the article. I was spelling it incorrectly. My computer is totally freaking out on me. Oh, but there it is. It's added it in. I'm going to add a couple more. And I'm going to add in another article. Let's see, what's this other article here by Bukalaman? I can search by anything to find the article in Mendeley when I'm in Word, but I usually go for a sort of an author's last name that seems kind of unique, since I have so much stuff in my Mendeley. I'm just going to paste it in there, Bukalaman, and there it is. And so now I have those two sentences, or that one sentence with those two citations. I click Enter and click Insert. Bibliography. Sorry, my computer keeps doing this. You'll see that, oh my goodness, I don't understand. You'll see that the references are here in APA. I can click Enter here just to add in an extra space. And this gray information here, that's just the background stuff of that Mendeley adds. when you go to print your article, it won't show up in this gray background. It's just sort of indicating that this is stuff that you didn't manually type. It's stuff that got added into your document from Mendeley. Now, a couple of things. Oops, I guess when I hit return the wrong spot. So now the DOI is attached to the wrong record. Let me hit enter here, making this really extra confusing. A couple things. This article here by Buchleman, I can see right now that the title of this is incorrect. It should be lowercase after using. So remember, if I were to start to tweak it and edit it here, and then I added something else in, or I clicked refresh, it'll revert back to being all caps. So what you want to do is make sure you make the changes here, and this is all editable. So once I make the changes here and I click sync, if I add more stuff or I click refresh in my Word document, everything will stick because I'm making the changes here. And this is sort of the authority space for where you make your changes for how things are to show up. So anyway, I'm not going to continue on with that, but I do want to show you how I just changed a bunch of these. I haven't finished it. There's still more problems. But if I click sync now, once I go into my Word document and I click refresh, it will make the changes, and it did. So you can see all of those words in a sentence. I changed them in Mendeley, and now they're changed in the actual record. So that's good. So here are the two articles that I added. You can change the citation style, to a different style. Not that you would want to or need to do that, but just to show you, it'll quickly make the changes for you. Now it's all disappearing on me, but it did make the changes, as you can see. Perhaps it's doing this because I am making a recording, but in any case, you guys are going to want the APA 7th edition, but you can easily make a change if you ever needed to. Okay, please reach out to me if you have questions. I know there's a lot of information that I've just shared with you in a tutorial about how to use Mendeley. It's a great tool. There's a learning curve, but I know you can all totally do it, and it'll be super useful. Okay, I hope to hear from you. Thanks.